I believe that is more than enough in the way of pleasantries, Director Musik. You are the future of Chaldea, and they are the past. There is no need for you to reach any sort of understanding with them, nor for them to like you. More importantly, now that the church is ready to investigate, I would like to begin as soon as possible.
Indeed. You make an excellent point, Father Kotomine. Oh yes, allow me to introduce you. This is...
Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Kotomine Kirei. I am a priest sent here to investigate on behalf of the Holy Church. I will be staying here for a few days until the investigation is concluded. It's a pleasure to meet the saviors of humanity, people of Chaldea. I may not be here long, but I hope we can help one another out during my stay. Pardon me. Hello there, Soapfrost, Mr. Manui, Miss Damai's servant. I hope you don't mind my stopping by. I just wanted to chat with you again one last time.
Father Kotomine?
My name is of no great consequence. Father will be more than sufficient. Very soon, your 4-day house arrest will come to an end. The investigation will continue until tomorrow, but you have been cleared of suspicion. It seems the Major Association wishes to have you arrested, but we at the Holy Church feel otherwise. We see the battles you have fought and the contributions you have made, and recognize them for what they're worth. My superior, Pontifex Noia, commended your accomplishments personally. He also told me to keep you safe from the Major Association's concealment system, saying it was the least we could do for those to whom we own our lives.
Really? Then, does that mean we're fully acquitted?
It does. I talked to Musik, and he agreed to release Chaldea's entire former staff from his confinement in just a few more hours.
What about Da Vinci?
Leonardo? She's a servant, so we can't afford to release her. We will unsummon her once she finishes helping us with our current task. This world is meant for the living. It has no place for the lingering dead, like heroic spirits. Even the saints are no exceptions. The remnants of days have passed have no place in today's world, no matter what they may be.
So, you don't think servants are valuable? Are you telling us that only the Holy Church is on humanity's side, and that mystics must be opposed in all their forms, no matter what?
Not at all. Servants are useful tools. What I hate is the very concept of heroic spirits itself.
What's Da Vinci working on?
Leonardo has been hard at work in the command room last night. The procedure to unthaw Time has already begun. Now that the coffins have been repaired, they were to be thawed by 4:00 p.m. today, so I expect we'll be hearing word of their success any moment now. Leonardo will be on her way once that is done, but I am willing to at least grant her a last supper. By all means, enjoy your final meal together this evening. Once you are done, I will have you taken to my helicopter, ensure you return to your family safely.
Frankly, I don't trust you.
Well, that's a shame. You we've only just met, and you've already decided to dislike me. Of course, if that's your decision, I will respect it. You are the master who prevented incineration of humanity. Your instincts must be impeccable. Indeed, she is quite gifted. Wish that I could overlook her secrets out of respect for her capabilities, but alas. At any rate, this brings us to the end, doesn't it, Silkfrost? I truly admire your hard work, your restraint, and your patience, more's the pity.
What do you mean?
Come now, you really don't know. All the miracles you performed are about to be destroyed at the hands of the very paragon of mediocrity. Indeed, you were just one step short.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
What?
I'm sorry, old habit of mine. You left your heart open, and that seemed the fastest way to end you. Servant or not, you can't survive once your spirit urgent core has been shattered. Farewell, Leonardo da Vinci. With you gone, Chaldea's head is well and truly crushed. Confirming the caster spirit urgent is gone. This just about completes our operation now, but I didn't think they still have another servant up their sleeve. You really can't trust everything you read in reports, can you? You're the one who planned this operation, Konyanskaya. What do you think?
Hey, this isn't my fault. I said all along I suspected they weren't telling us everything. Though I will say I didn't expect them to slide down the mountain in a shipping container. That was how they threw away their trash, right? The trip must have reduced those humans to just red smears on the container walls, right?
Please, this was obviously the plan from the start, and they managed to keep that extra servant a secret. They must have something else up their sleeve. The master, the demi-servant, Gordon, and the 8 surviving staff members. That makes 11 precious human lives. Can I trust you to take care of them, Konyanskaya? Now, time for our last job. The pseudo-celestial spirit Chaldeas, the miracle that leads to the root, the miracle that the animal spirit family wished for and dreamed about for over 2 millennia. Part of me wishes we didn't have to trample all over this dream, but such is life. It is the job of adults to teach children the harsh truth of reality. Even the Tsar fears this celestial spirit. After all, changing the past via ray shifting is the one threat we can't counter.
So this is Chaldea's. It looks just like an Easter egg. So this is the device I must feast, Father?
That's right. That is what the Tsar wants. You must use your noble fantasticism to defeat the traitors. You must bury this magnificent crown jewel of humanity yourself in the coffin of permafrost. What would you do, your Imperial Highness, Grand Duchess Anastasia? Pardon me. I hope I'm not interrupting your pillow talk. You wound me, Grand Duchess. I have nothing but the highest respect for every member of the Russian imperial family. No matter what sort of family they may be, or what sort of end the Grand Duchess may have yet met.
How dare you!
Wait, both of you, stand down. I don't want to see any infighting. We don't have time for it anyway. Father, your job is to placate the Tsar, right? Then quit following the Grand Duchess around and hurry up with the repairs to the cathedral. Or do you have something urgent to tell us? Did something happen with one of the other lost belts? Of course, this is very urgent, crypter number 1. Today is your lucky day. You finally have a chance to prove yourself in battle. You're kidding me. They already showed up? They have. There's been a disturbance on the outskirts. Their shadow border has emerged here in our own Russia. We haven't pinpointed their exact location yet, though. Still, this is their first lost belt. It will take them at least several days to fully comprehend how this world works. I believe now would be the perfect time to eliminate them, while they are still regaining their balance. I don't want to leave the Tsar side right now. I'll let the Opportuniki handle them. Besides, Konyanskaya's the one who let them get away in the first place. Why not make her take care of them? Well, are you going to do it yourself? That might give you a chance to be useful for a change. Oh no, I couldn't. Unfortunately, the Tsar's condition worries me as well, so I would much rather not stray too far from Yaga Moscow. As for Miss Konyanskaya, she may well be to blame for this little predicament, but she too is quite hard at work at the moment. I believe her work is of a rather private nature. It is very much in line with her hobbies. Hobbies? She's supposed to be leading the Opportuniki. What else could she be up to? Father, I don't like you, but I can understand you. I believe you are genuinely dedicated to keeping Russia safe from harm. But Konyaskaya, I can't make heads or tails of what she's thinking of, or what she really wants to do. I mean, unlike you, she can come and go between lost spells whenever she pleases, right? Then why can't we make her go on to that one that's a little more civilized? She doesn't need to stick around a destitute world like this one. I'm afraid not. She's not one to change her behavior, no matter where she finds herself. In one sense, her actions stem from a love for humanity. That includes driving the weak into tight spots, sneering at them, and stepping on them. She will never oppose us, or the crypters. It's best to think of her as a typical mercenary who will get the job done, as long as you can pay for her services. All that said, I do agree that she has been acting a little too freely. Very well then, I will speak to her and tell her to restrain herself while she is here in Russia. That should ensure she follows your commands as well. Does that suit you, Master of the Grand Duchess? Fine with me. If she's gonna call herself a mercenary, I won't hesitate to use her like one. The Opportuniki aren't gonna die as long as Ivan keeps dreaming. Tell Konyaskaya to make sure she finishes off Chaldea's leftovers for good this time. They're only human, so they're bound to stop by a town sooner or later. Have her keep an eye on the major ones and take them out as soon as she finds them. Understood. I really must point out, though, how terrible a thing that is for you to say of your former comrades, Kadak Lupus. And here I thought you were a kinder soul than that. Have these last few months been hard for you? Perhaps you should follow the Tsar's example and get some sleep yourself. I'll admit I've been pushing myself past my limits, but I'm still the same guy I always was. Like you said, Chaldea's people are my former comrades. Emphasis on former. Now, as the only master in Russia, in this lost belt, my goal is to ensure it comes out on top. I'm gonna pull out something as master from proper human history never could. I have to. Well, it's good to see you're in such high spirits. Pushing oneself too hard is a privilege afforded only to the young, after all. Rest assured, you have my full support. Kadak Lupus, I have nothing but respect for your aspirations, and for your determination. But I will offer one piece of advice. He who does not love himself can never save the world. If I were you, I would think long and hard about where that hostility of yours comes from. Why, if it isn't Gordov Musik, how nice to see you again. You too, Master of Chaldea. Allow me to offer my congratulations on successfully taking down Russia.
Let go of him! Right now!
I'm afraid I can't do that. I have my own concerns. You understand, of course. My job was to oversee Kadak Semlupa's role as a crypter, and that role has come to an end. So I thought I would give him as merciful a send-off as possible. Not to worry, Director Gorda. Eliminating all of you isn't in my job description. Russia is currently my sole jurisdiction, you see. As such, I needed to handle this before you left the area entirely. I hope you can forgive the necessity of my resorting to such drastic measures, unbefitting of my age though they are. I'm afraid I lack Konyaskaya's ability to move between lost belts. I'm limited to getting around the same way you do. As a middle manager of sorts, I'm not able to go to the next lost belt without the foreign guard's permission.
Foreign guard? Intriguing. Would you be so good as to tell us more, Metropolitan Macarius?
Now then, I'd best be on my way. I hope you won't mind my saving the answer to your question for our next meeting, Sherlock. Oh, but before I go, I would at least like to put a stop to this false name you've been using for me. My true name is Rasputin. Grigori Rasputin. That said, I confess that this spear urchin doesn't belong to me. I'm simply borrowing it from a dead man.
I deduced all that long ago, my dear priest. My concerns are more fundamental in nature. Where did you acquire that dead man, In proper human history, Kotomine Kirei's body was cremated. So, how did you come to take possession of a dead man without a body?
Oh, I'm sure you'll figure that out sooner or later, Sherlock. That is, after all, what you do. You once called the incineration of humanity a mythological murder case. In which case, go ahead and label this attack the same way. Ask yourself who committed this crime and how. Once you have arrived at that answer, we will meet again. When that day comes, I look forward to you accusing the culprit in person.
Damn it. I can't believe I got knocked out again. Sneaking out of people and stabbing them is kind of your thing, huh? I think my heart actually stopped for a while back there.
Indeed, it did. If it hadn't, do you really think Holmes would have let us escape so easily? No. If he had realized you were still alive, they would have come back to retrieve you. I couldn't let that happen. Not after Kirei asked me to bring you back to Olympus.
Is that so? Well, it doesn't matter either way. You wasted your time, Rasputin.
Oh?
Whether Chaldea kills me, or Wodan does it, I'll be just as dead. Now that I've failed, I don't belong with either of them. I'm just going to be an example to the other crypters. What? What is it? If you got something to say, then spit it out. Father.
Apologies. I was just thinking how much easier my job would be if Kirei was that sort of person. At any rate, it's clear what's going to happen to you. You may have lost your right to run a lost spell, but you still have your serious light. That command spell belongs to our god. As long as you possess it, your light does not belong to you alone. You no longer have the option of throwing your life away. Chadok some lupus. Your fate is to have every last bit of your soul squeezed out of you until the day you die.
Yorokobe Shounen.